Well, hello there, motherfuckers. I just realized I was putting together my predictions and I'm writing it down right here. And I realized that I'm actually looking forward to Survivor Series because this show is going to actually be unpredictable. And yes, I'm looking forward to seeing Kurt Angle and Triple H on the same team. That's a lot of star power there, especially for this day and age. But I realized writing down this match that, all these matches that it's going to be interesting because I would think that they would try to keep it even. And some of these matches, it's going to be a little bit odd because I'm not sure what they're going to do. I think about how I would book this show, and well, we'll get to it. So let me just start from the beginning because you're going to see exactly just how hard this show is kind of to predict. So we've got the Miz and Corbin. I think the Miz is going to go over here, and why do I think that? It's kind of because Corbin's been treated like shit. He could barely get the win over Sin Cara. You've got this concussion lawsuit going on, that he's a part of, and the WWE don't like that, but they also kind of do like Corbin, so they kind of gave him the belt in a way. It's a big mess. But I don't see the Miz losing here because you could see they value the Miz a lot more. They've had him hold on to this title for a long time already, and now you just have Corbin who just won the belt, and they're not going to really be too concerned about what they do with this guy. So yeah, I'm not really expecting Corbin to win here. It would be a nice surprise if they did, but I would say look for Miz to win here. Because based on the way how they booked these two guys, you look at the separate paths of them, and you could say that maybe because Corbin got to face Cena, that maybe he might be in a better position. But let's also remember that that match was already booked prior to him pissing the WWE off on what he wrote about the concussion lawsuit on Twitter. So um, you have the women's SmackDown team and the Raw SmackDown team. Now, I think that they're gonna give this to the SmackDown team because SmackDown is the B show, and they're gonna want to try to elevate the women. And it will make sense why I'm predicting this. They're gonna give it to Team SmackDown for the women. Like I said, because they have all that shit. Oh, it's the B show, we're the A show, the flagship show. So all that shit, you kind of think about it, and it would make a lot of sense for them to actually put Team SmackDown over Team Raw. I don't want to say that it makes sense, but in their world, it will make sense because they feel that somebody gets elevated by just winning a match nowadays. So, I would say that's what will happen there. Charlotte will defeat Alexa Bliss. Charlotte just won the women's title. She had that moment with Flair. WWE is not above, burying somebody or making them look bad after a good moment. But I think that they are going to put Charlotte over here. They're not going, and this is why I say it's a bit unpredictable. Because if Team SmackDown for the women, because that's what I really do feel in my gut is going to happen. I don't know why they would also have, the SmackDown Women's Champion go over, so that would just dominate the whole SmackDown. So I'm not really too sure here. But I feel like that's going to happen. And maybe they don't give a shit. Maybe they will just give it all to the SmackDown women for the sake of it. Because, there will be something else involving the men while it will make more sense. The Shield will beat the New Day. If the Shield lose to the New Day, it's going to look pretty fucking stupid. I mean, a guy that beat Cena and The Undertaker at WrestleMania. See, this is why this is so stupid, putting this Shield back together. You have a guy like Roman Reigns who has 10 times more accolades than the two goofballs that he's with. He's already fresh off a big feud with John Cena. And we see this big mess. And how bad did they they fuck up this opportunity. Unless they finally do what I've been saying for weeks and have Roman Reigns turn on Rollins and Ambrose, and maybe then the New Day could get the pin. So that might be a way of doing it. I would like to see that, but knowing this product for what it is, I wouldn't really look for that to happen. But just think about it. This is the whole part of predictions. I have a prediction here, but I'm also throwing around a couple of theories and a couple of what ifs, kind of to just entice people. I think that would actually really improve the quality of this pay-per-view instead of just having bland old SmackDown versus Raw matches. Oh, what would happen if this guy faced this guy? No, this would add a bit of excitement. And, because it's a bit boring just seeing Roman Reigns come out on Raw. We hadn't seen him in about a month, and he just suddenly appears there, and there you go. It's like, oh, he's there. Oh, okay, great. It's like you had an opportunity to really do something with this guy. You could have done something very interesting, but instead you took the blandest, most predictable route possible. Sheamus and Cesaro will defeat the Usos. This I will definitely say that there will be interference. Chad Gable, Shelton Benjamin will probably interfere, costing them the match. Once again, these are also newly crowned tag champs. So, like I said, I don't even know why I'm saying that. They've jobbed out people the very next week after they win a belt. Sometimes the very next night, even if they won it on the pay-per-view. So, WWE doesn't believe in momentum anymore. This is one of the major rants I've done in the past time and time again. But, yeah, I'd say definitely that there will be some interference from Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. Team Raw will defeat Team SmackDown. And this is why I think they're giving it to the women. Because they're going to give this to the men. There is no fucking way if Triple H is on Team Raw that they're losing. I'm saying that right now. This is a guy that, yes, he would put over Roman Reigns, but he wouldn't put over Sting. And there's no fucking way he's going to put... I mean, you look at the SmackDown team and Randy Orton is on there. But Randy Orton doesn't really have a problem, jobbing to people nowadays. The SmackDown team is a very unimpressive team, to say the least, besides John Cena. So that would be the thing. People might make the argument that John Cena and Randy Orton are on that team. So it is kind of interesting. This is what I like about this match. You've got some jobbers there. You've got Joe. You've got fuckboy Balor. Couldn't even remember his fucking name. And then on SmackDown, you've got Naka Murphy of all people. And Bobby Roode, who I like. I'm just saying that, he doesn't really fit into this team just yet. I mean, how do you go from just wrestling Dolph Ziggler in some fucking mid-card feud to being on the big main event team? But does anybody notice this is actually a bit cool that they're doing a little bit of the Attitude Era, Triple H and Kurt Angle versus, the Ruthless Aggression Era, John Cena and Randy Orton. I mean, that's an interesting match. But look for Team Raw to win. People are saying that they might do Kurt Angle and Triple H at WrestleMania. Maybe Triple H might turn on Kurt Angle in the match. And, maybe Team SmackDown will win. But then that would cost Team Raw the match. And, Stephanie really wants Raw to win. So that wouldn't really make a lot of sense. But then again, they've done dumber things in the past. And, the world title match, champion versus champion. Well, it's not a world title match, but it's world champion versus universal champion. Brock Lesnar will defeat AJ. If AJ wins here, I'll have to say I'm fucking done here. Because, come on. Brock Lesnar, I like AJ. I've said it time and time again. Did I not praise AJ, when he was wrestling Roman Reigns and everything? I mean, it's just, It's not going to happen, guys. So you don't have to worry about me being done because it won't happen. It would be a nice touch if they could have Jinder Mahal interfere here, costing AJ the match. Maybe make it look like AJ might have a chance at winning. Or even if he fucking doesn't, just to have Jinder fucking do something during this match. But for some reason, I don't think that's going to happen. Like, I think that you're going to have Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin interfere in that tag match. But for some reason, I just don't think they want to do this because it might upset the fans. Oh, don't ruin our dream match. Even though it could add a lot to the match and add some credibility and some meaning to it. Because at least it would make sense if you're going to carry on the Jinder AJ thing and you had Jinder make that comment that Brock is going to tear him apart and then he's going to take the belt back. It would make sense. But, guys, I don't fucking know. But anyway, I am looking forward to this match. Above all, I want to see the Raw versus SmackDown. I was kind of thinking it to myself. And then, as I sat back, I was like, I did praise it on my Raw review. I said, I like it that Triple H is there. That's a lot better than Jason Jordan. So, I am excited to see what's going to happen. You've got an interesting element there. It's, it's two big stars from the Attitude Era versus two of the, the stars, besides Batista from the Ruthless Aggression Era and the PG Era, John Cena and Randy on the same team. It's just I wish there could have been some better wrestlers. Think about if you had AJ Styles and Brock Lesnar on these teams and they didn't reserve them for the tag matches, or Roman Reigns. You could have had some star-studded teams. I mean, imagine that, Triple H, Roman Reigns, and Kurt Angle. Yeah, and Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. I'm just saying, it's like having these guys in the ring with the Nakamurphys of the world and the Samoa Fat Boy Joes and the Fuck Boy Ballers. There seems to be a clear distinction there, just to say the least. Like, Bobby Roode looks like a star. He does look like he deserves to be there. But, he just got there and they haven't done a very good job. Like, for example, where was Bobby Roode on this show? Where was Nakamurphy on SmackDown? I'm like, for a minute there, I thought I was still doing the SmackDown review because I'm doing these videos back to back. But I'm saying to myself, you have these guys are going to be on the team, and you're not even you didn't even show Randy Orton on SmackDown. You didn't even show any fucking body who's going to be on there. The only guys from Team SmackDown that we saw was Shane McMahon, and that was it. We didn't see Cena. We didn't see Orton. We didn't see Nakamurphy. They might have been out there when they called out the locker room, but it was hard to notice. I don't fucking know, but I don't think Orton was there for damn sure. Anyway, guys, Orton's been working a weird schedule, though. He's like there sometimes, not there, and it's not even like he's doing anything like a movie that I know of. Anyway, guys, there's your prediction. Should be an interesting pay-per-view. I will be doing the review for you guys. Anyway, guys, it's been your predictions video. Until next time.